Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. Be comfortable yourself and relax your body. So once we get connected with our other network, we're ready to start the session for today. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body and keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound, and while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes for ourselves to understand how this meditation can help for us to develop this conventional life, and at the same time how it will become a path for us to develop our spiritual life. So when it comes to this development of spirituality, you have to take this very conventional life as the ground. So you can't reject, you can't resist, you can't avoid this day-to-day life. So as a human being, how you deal with the real life. So that is itself part of the liberation. Sometimes people think it's completely reject from it. Go away from that. Still today, there are a lot of people and escape from life. But when it comes to Buddha's teaching, you have to be very clear. It is not about you throwing something away and gain something and thinking, oh, this is good for me, I go this way, like that. You don't divide, you don't kind of like go to comparison. You don't build lines or the walls. You don't create a kind of like a safe mood. You take the life as it is from its raw level, from its ground level, from its organic level. And then in the very first level, according to your position, you do your best and taking it as a kind of like a responsibility. And in the ancient time, it called kind of like a swadharma. So that now you know the dharma is the law of nature or the Buddha's teaching. And another one, dharma means what we hold in our heart as our core fundamental qualities. Our dharma, another way, what you believe beyond these conventional things also become your dharma. So swadharma means as an ordinary person, we all have some kind of responsibilities. It is not someone gave to us. When we born with it. And according to the culture, society, the environment, it's different. So then your first step should be to understand that and do your best for that. Not to violate any kind of conventional level of qualities. So that is the first thing. So when it comes to that, one of the very key point is discipline. When you develop with your swadharma, that having self-discipline is very necessary, because if you don't have the discipline, what happens? Your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind become like wild animals. And then it goes in many, many different ways with your bodily, verbally, mentally actions. It creates unnecessary situations. And it creates unnecessary situations. And other thing is, if you don't have the self-discipline, what happens? When your desires go out, it start to cling and hold and grasp unnecessary things, which another way we can call it as unprofitable things. So then what happens? Once you grasp something, hold something, you become part of it. Anymore you are not independent. You become part of it. So then you are responsible for that. So then what happens? You have to be with it. You have to interfere your life with it. And then what will happen? It will take you to another situation. So it is not in the situation that from the beginning you start. Of course, in the beginning, it may look nice. But once you get into the situation, it is not like that. That is why even in a circle, it is very difficult for ordinary people to find the center. Very difficult. You can do it. Few 10, 20 people bring and make a circle and tell them to find the exactly middle point. They come with different opinions. So then in this very basic life is like that. So then when you hold it to something, somebody, remember, it becomes something else. So then it is your responsibility yourself. Withdraw from that kind of environment a little bit and look into yourself what kind of intention that you carry in you. So that is where the self-discipline is very necessary. Because otherwise, it kind of like a current. So once you have the self-discipline, it will take you little by little to find a place to settle down. That is what we mostly call calmness. And out of this, ultimately in conventional life, we all are look for happiness. That happiness, not the happiness that through something we can gain. It is different. It is not you can gain something and then later you can be happy. Because now a lot of people do that. That's why even you gain it, later you become unhappy. So ultimately this happiness means not something that you gain and hold and depend. The happiness you can gain out of releasing, going away from things. So then you have to be very clear, look, that as human beings, we all are look for happiness and satisfaction. But still, we try to gain it through something which is not there. So the real happiness you gain out of releasing. So that doesn't mean you have to give up this everything in the very next day. But that's why I mentioned in the beginning that we don't violate the swadharma. In conventional life, you don't violate your responsibilities. You don't violate your duties. But at the same time, you neglecting your duties also violation. You take that duties as you also kind of like a violation. Try to understand that. When it comes to conventional life, like as example, husband, wife, children, parents, brothers, sisters, when it comes to the society, whatever the position you hold according to your environment. So you have some responsibilities and neglecting that is violation. And taking it as you also violate that responsibility. So then you have to recognize how you can do that. So then whatever you have to do, you do it, but you can't depend on it. And that is where you are not anymore have hopes for that. Or you don't have any hopes regarding the reaction or the result. So that itself, your mind get detached from that deeper expectations. That's where you gain some kind of freedom. So then when you look into yourself, look more, sometimes in our ordinary life, more than that in day-to-day life, more than what we have to do, we always think about what we can gain. So it already there is unbalance. Before you do something, you always think, you always calculate. That's why your dreams so far from you and the result and maybe regarding tomorrow, next year, and 10 years forward, you have many plans and thinking to gain a lot of things. But at the same time, that what you have to do, you don't do. So that means we are more bound to gain rather than performing ourselves, doing our activities. So then in day-to-day life, then look into you. Be very clear. First, you start with the duties and with higher qualities, yourself to do your best. And then whatever the result, you accept it. Without doing your best, you have no rights to hopes about the outcome. But most of the time, that is what we do. That's why mostly we get hurt. That's why mostly we get tired. That's why mostly we get disappointed, unhappy, sad, worry. So try to find out it. So then when it comes to meditation, apply the same technique now. When it comes to observing inhalation, exhalation, don't mess it up. Just it is in front of you, it happened naturally. You no need to inhale or exhale. So that is the first principle then you have to develop. Don't interfere unnecessarily. Don't disturb to that natural process. Look, sometimes we look at the trees, mountains, and sometimes when you go for a safari, you see wild animals somewhere, so you don't disturb to that. Even you don't allow them to know you are watching them. Sometimes birds, sometimes like very dangerous animals, like even elephants, like very sensitive animals like deers. When you go for a safari, if you see the deers, you don't make even noise, you don't make any move. You stay kind of like a statue. Why? Because little movement make a sound and they can feel that. So why? Because you want to see it without disturbing to it. So use the same principle to observe your inhalation, exhalation. Don't disturb that natural process. Allow it to happen itself. But when that doesn't mean you just allow it to happen and you let it go. No. Bring your awareness and you observe it. Let the natural process happen and you observe it. And when the mind go here and there, you bring back it. That's a part of the practice. Mind always will go, because in this samsaric journey, eons by eons, eons by eons, we used to train this mind to go away from the moment. And sometimes people can't handle this present moment. They are allergies to real life. They always like to be in somewhere. Why? Because that deeper, their hopes govern their life, not really who they are. So how far you have to go? There is no end. That's why it's called the samsara has no end. There is no end. But only power that you have your conscious thoughts, decisions, actions. You are governed by your actions. So then, rather than that, anything in life, if you see that, if you select your actions, and then you will see. So then, when it comes to mind, observing inhalation, exhalation, you govern your action. Because that action come out of the intention. Without the intention, there is no action. It cannot happen. So then meditation means you go deeper into the very bottom level and start to govern your awareness. And be there. Settle down with it. Don't disturb to anything. Let things to be there as it is. And you practice it with your breathing, with your body. And even sometimes maybe there is a pain, discomfort, tightness, heat. Maybe the mind come and tell, okay, let's change, move. Why? Because you have a nature to find some comfort. Doing the change. You don't need to do the change. It will happen there. Because in this entire universe, there is nothing permanent, or there is nothing completely 100% unchangeable or solid. Somehow, the vibration, the energy is moved. So when the pain is there, now you are the one who try to do the change. You don't need to do the change because change already happens. So let it be. But the mind think, oh, I have to do it. No, you don't need to do. You watch, you do. If you watch, you will see. Within for a moment, if you watch any pain or any sensation, allow it to be there, and you come to a very conscious decision not to touch it, not to change it, and just watch what will happen. And then little by little, it will go away. That's the very nature of it. But before it happens, we take a conscious decision and we interfere with it and change. And that is the life. And always we do it for us. We do it for us. We can't settle down with our body. We always making, changing. And then after we go after ourselves, then what happens? We go after others. We don't allow others to be as who they are. We always go behind them. We push them, we change them. And we go behind the nature. We go behind look at the animal world nowadays. People are governed that animals. They have no life themselves. We are interfering to them. We are taking decisions for them. We are the one who decide this is the time you have to eat. This is the time you have to go for a walk. This is the time you have to sleep. And that all depend on not regarding they all depend on us. So that's how we live. And that we build up inside us. That's our inner nature. Look into that. So then slowly start to allow it to happen. Practice it with the breathing. That's why when you practice it every day, little by little, it becomes your life, and then slowly you can be with the world without disturbing to it, without change. Remember, you can't change the world. Don't try it. You can't change the nature. You can't change the world. You can't change the people. First, transform yourself. work for you. Every day, work for you. And go deeper into yourself and deeper change your blueprint and change your system. That transformation may help for others. And maybe it become an example for others. They will motivate out of it. Maybe they start to follow you. Otherwise, no one going to listen to you and going to do exactly the way you want. It's not going to happen. Don't have that kind of expectations from the world. So then work for you, day by day, every day. And then you will see this accepting nature, settling down nature, and the seeing and experiencing it without interfering to it is a skill. And that is where you gain the happiness. Because you are not anymore making anything. You are not adding anything to the world. You are withdrawing from that system yourself, because we are living means we are keep adding things to the world. So then, Swadharma, you recognize your responsibility, you perform it, but you don't claim it as you. And you do your best, you don't violate it. In that way, in the conventional life, in the very first level, you create a very good background. This conventional life itself is the soil for you to grow your liberation. Use it. Each and every situation, take it as an opportunity. Each and every incident, and take as a path for you to reach to your deeper wisdom. So in that way, little by little, you gain the wisdom to yourself. And that way your path going to become more clear for you. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. Bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes. And say Supateva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. When it happens through the sensation, recognize it, do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. Your backside. Your left side. And your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Yattavata sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Imaya dhamma nudhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi. Addaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadhi maranam ha paribunjissami. Idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.